My name is Thomas Vale, or at least it was. I'm a photographer. I had it all. A wife, Allison, friends, a career. And in one moment, it was all taken away. All because of a single photograph. I have it. They want it. And they will do anything to get the negative.
I think that was really difficult for me to accept, that every time we would solve something in an episode, the following episode, it turned out not to have been a solution to anything,
right,
but some kind of artifice, some kind of thing that made you, that tricked you into thinking you'd figured something out when in fact you hadn't.
Right.
Tom!
Dead.
What was happening each week, there wasn't a crime being solved, there was a revelation for the audience about who you were.
Is your life so full that, given the opportunity, you can turn your back on this important part of it?
What's that supposed to mean?
Every show gave us another aspect, another facet of who you were and what was driving you. And that's what was being uncovered every week. And it didn't matter whether it was in Pennsylvania or London or anywhere else where we were shooting. And it didn't matter that there was continuity in terms of, you know, an overall story arc. It was just take layers off of Tom and see what happens if we do this, what happens to him.
Relax, Tom. It's for your own good.
If we give him a beautiful girl in a pastoral setting, would he stay?
I want to know you. Everything about you.
If we give him a gun and we say, kill that guy and you're free, would he kill the guy?
I'm tired of the games.
And that's why they came back every week. What was going to happen to you and how were you going to deal with it? There was no other logic aside from that, really.
Of course, we will need proof to confirm the statements that you make in the deposition are accurate.
What kind of proof?
We need the negatives, Tom.
In terms of creating a character that sort of emerged in a linear way, that became really virtually impossible because you never knew what you were going to be saddled with. So, even though you might say, well, what's Tom going to do in this situation? We give him a pretty girl, and then give him, you know, then offer him something that takes him away from her.
Right.
What's he going to do? Well, it's not as though he was a real person, and you're really putting a real person in that position who has a real history and a real past and intentions. So it felt really arbitrary a lot of the time.
Really?
Yeah, it did. So, and I felt that the audience would be feeling the same way, but maybe not. You know,
No.
maybe I really had that. Maybe I had a
I really think if the audience felt that way, they would have abandoned us. And
they might have. Yeah,
and we wouldn't be here 10 years later still, and
Yeah.
it is still a huge favor.
This has something to do with your troubles, doesn't it, Tom?
You know, it's better for everybody if I leave.
Why can't you talk about it? Why can't you tell me? You helped me with my problem. Let me help you with yours.
It's not that easy.
It's not easy because you make it hard.
Once we were told so many times there weren't any answers, we developed our own answers and our own style of storytelling. And no, the frustration was on Bruce's shoulder most of the time because he had to make all of that work.
So long.
See ya.
It was a great experience filming for me.
great year.
It was
a
a great year, you know, and it was especially great because you have one actor who could have either been a monster or, you know, a caring artist, and you know, Bruce
Somewhere in the
Nesbitt.
middle there.
And somewhere in the middle.
We're on your side, Tom. I can't imagine what they must have put you through, but we're not them.
I think you would have to have the answers this year, and I wouldn't have been this bold. I think we would have had to have been very clear in episodes, you know, flashing to somebody, the bad guys in the room, looking at the monitors, watching him run around, and be more literal about it. I really
Be
feel
so open-ended. In spite of
Definitely.
in spite of beefing about how there was no continuity
Sure.
and
Yeah.
difficult to understand and get your teeth into, and I was terribly disappointed when it didn't come back. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you
Because
put
it's
everything,
very
we
personal,
put
right?
everything
It's
into it,
incredibly
right?
personal.
Right.
You really dig in. You work hard. Even though you might have issues with some part of this
Yeah.
script or something, it doesn't mean you don't
Right.
give it your best shot, you know?
That's right.